It's like, wait, what? Did we get the letters?
Option speed.
And Cora, I did get your email, so I will send you all out your current grade once I've calculated it. Not yet.
Okay.
So, just so you can know, if you want to. If you the other two don't want to know, maybe sometimes.
Oh, I definitely want it. I definitely want to know. So.
Okay. Rachel, would you like to know, or?
Well, I don't really know, because I'm taking it to test into Latin, and so the grade's not actually transferring to my home institution.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So part of me
then
just doesn't want to know. Okay.
No, don't know, because then you just know you have to do as well as you can, and you do as well as you can, and you're happy with that because you did as well as you could.
Grades can mess up education sometimes.
Yes. They can, in fact, get in the way of education.
Yes.
Yeah. Such is reality. Okay, so the quiz is on Blackboard.
Okay.
Module 4, Unit 18. I think I made it available, but I will stay here in case I did not.
I see it. I see it already. So.
Okay. It's not a synopsis, then?
No, it's just some.
Oh, right. You said it was parsing verbs. I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
All right. Okay. Do you have any questions in general?
I think I had some on the review, but I'm sure
Okay.
we'll get to them as we go through.
Who wants to do conditions, just because, just to warm us up, explain conditions. Nathan, would you like to do that?
Yeah. What do you mean to explain? Just
Well, there are 6 conditions in Latin. Tell me what their names are and how to form them.
so. Let's see. There's the 3 passive ones, and that's present contrary to fact, past contrary to fact, and future less vivid.
Yeah, they're not passive. Any condition can be either active or passive.
I'm sorry, I meant subjunctive. I meant those are the subjunctive.
Yes, good. Subjunctive. Okay.
Subjunctive.
Yeah.
Those are the subjunctive ones. They are formed in accordance to the sequence of tenses.
No.
No.
Sequence of tenses has nothing to do with conditions, because this is so conditions. Both the protasis and the apodosis are both subjunctive or both indicative. The sequence of tenses means you have a main verb that's generally indicative, and then a subordinate clause in the subjunctive, and the subjunctive tense can be one of several options based on the tense of the main verb.
Okay.
Sequence of tenses is sequencing conditions.
Okay. Never mind then. So past contrary to fact uses it uses the pluperfect.
Mm-hmm.
Present contrary to fact uses the imperfect.
Mm-hmm. Subjunctive, yeah.
And future less vivid uses present and the other one, pluperfect, imperfect. And uses perfect. Or no?
No, the future less vivid just uses the perfect subjunctive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. And could you give English of how examples of the past contrary to fact, present contrary to fact, and future less vivid?
Past contrary to fact would be if it had rained. If it had rained, I don't remember off the top of my head. I have to.
Okay, if it had rained, the flowers
would have grown.
Present contrary to fact.
If it rains, the flowers will grow.
That's a present general. You want it to mean it's not raining right now. Look outside and say, well, it's not raining. It's a clear sunny day.
If it's not raining, the flowers won't grow.
It has to be a condition about something that's not real. It isn't in fact raining, so if it's not, it's in fact real. If it were raining, the flowers what?
Might not grow.
Well, we want it to say if it were raining, flowers would be growing. Right?
Yeah.
It's a present version of if it had rained, the flowers would have grown. If it now were raining, the flowers would now be growing. And then a future less vivid.
If it will rain, the flowers will grow.
Yeah, that's a future more vivid in English. If it should rain, flowers would grow. Should would is future.
If it doesn't rain, the flowers won't grow.
That's a future general. I mean, a future more vivid.
I
If it
don't-
doesn't,
Yeah.
so if it should rain is how you do a future lesson. Should in the pretersis and would in the apodosis.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta review that.
Corey, could you explain the three other conditions? So we had the three that use of subjunctive, the past, contrary fact, present, contrary fact, future less vivid.
The other three are the indicative mood. There's a past general, a present general, and a future more vivid.
Mhm.
The past general uses the indicative present. The present general,
Past general uses what?
just the indicative. Any past general? Yeah.
Yeah, past. Yeah, you said the indicative
Oh
present.
yeah, sorry.
I think you meant the
So
indicative past.
I'm sorry. Is it
Past
imperfect or is
tenses
it
of the
perfect?
indicative. Either.
Either. So any
Yeah.
anything in
Any
the past.
past tense.
Just
Yeah.
make sure it's indicative. Whereas the present general uses the present indicative, and then
Mhm.
the future more vivid uses the indicative future, I guess,
Yeah, or the future perfect.
or future perfect. Okay.
And can you give examples? You can use our flower example, or you can use some other example just of how that those sound in English.
Yeah. So let's see. So these are the more real options, right? So
Mhm.
so if John puts batteries in the clock, then we'll know what time it is for the present.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, then we will. So it's actually a future
Oh,
more
future.
vivid.
Okay. Okay, so that's a future more vivid. Present. I just want to do everything as a future now.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think we use future conditions more regularly than others.
yeah, so maybe
Um,
present.
It has to be about something that you don't know whether or not it's the case about the present.
For the
So,
present.
because
So like, I don't keep anything I conjure in my mind. I want to use the word will.
yeah, if the library's open right now, the librarian is working there.
Oh, I see.
I don't know,
Okay.
but if it is open right now, he is currently working. And then, yeah, past general.
Past general.
Even more difficult. If the
Yeah,
library was
so
open, people went in.
if the library was not open, people were not studying.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Okay. Good. And one other verb set that I remember that you, I mean, not you in particular, everybody does, but you do this also, confuse is moneo versus maneo. Moneo versus maneo. Which is which? Rachel?
Maneo is to warn.
Nope. Moneo is to warn.
Yeah, maneo.
Okay. Well, I heard.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, that's okay. That was,
The O.
yes.
M-O-N.
Moneo is to warn. Maneo is what?
I am not sure.
Is it
To remain. Or
Remain.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So, how far did everybody get on review of syntax? so you can have an idea.
I got to 13.
13. Okay.
Yeah, I got 16.
16. Okay.
I did not do much yesterday.
You did not do much. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Anything you want to start?
Sure. Let us not offer ourselves to dangers without a cause.
Okay. So, which is the hortatory subjunctive?
Offer. Let us not offer.
Okay.
Or offer.
So, how would you say we are not offering ourselves to dangers without cause?
How would you say we are not? You would take it out of the subjunctive.
Good.
You would
and
just
move it to the
move it to the indicative.
yeah. And nay would. What would you do with nay?
Nothing.
You have to do something with nay because you don't use nay to negate an indicative.
Oh. I'm not sure then.
How would you say I don't like you? Amote means I like you. I don't like you is
Non.
non. Okay, good. You changed nay to non.
Oh, you just changed. Okay, yeah, you just changed. Okay, change name to non.
Rachel?
I had a question about that one. Where is the the compound verb?
Offeramos.
Okay. Okay.
So it's ob plus ferro.
Okay.
The prefix ob is morphed into off.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like searching that, and I was like, "Where is it? None of these are it's not a compound." But that was okay.
Yeah. Meaning there's a prefix. Yeah. It's not a compound tense, but it's a compound verb.
Okay. So for number 2, I had he ponders how much in that was a crime. So I'm not sure if you could say of that. Or
tell me about sceleris.
Sceleris is a crime.
The lexical entry being.
Oh, it's in the nominative, isn't it? Goodness. Okay.
Remember the crimes of the house? Or scelera. Domus huius domi.
Scalera.
Scelus sceleris.
Okay. So it's okay. So it's a genitive.
Yeah.
So, and that was of a crime. So that, but then that could be a genitive of. Okay, what is that? Genitive of. Not characteristic, but like of a crime, like criminal.
Oh, genitive of cause? Of charge? No, I don't think it's that. I think we should take skeletus with quantum. And that's not how we say it we use quantus aum as an adjective.
Okay.
Latin uses it as a noun with a genitive.
Okay. So how much crime was in this? Okay.
In illo, in that thing, or in that man.
Okay. Got it.
So, tell me the form and syntax of furit.
Furit is the third person singular perfect form of sum.
No,
Not
well,
perfect.
Third person singular, but
Third person singular.
person. Tense, voice, and mood.
Active. Oh, hold on. Yes, active.
Active, yes. Tense and mood.
So it's indicative. I thought it was perfect indicative. Perfect
That would be
active.
fuit. Perfect active.
Oh, but it's fuit. So would that be the future perfect? Because it's
So in form, it could be the future perfect active indicative. But in the context of cogitat quantum in illos sceleres fuerit, it could not possibly be the future perfect indicative.
okay. So if it's not future perfect indicative,
The syntax of the sentence would not allow it to be the future perfect.
because I know when I do synopses, I'm like, oh, this is the one that's the same, and
Yeah, okay.
Me.
So it's not the indicative.
Okay, but it's sum, so it's weird. So it's not. So okay, I have 4 options. It's not present. It's not imperfect. It's not. So. Oh, okay. So future. So. Perfect or pluperfect subjunctive.
Okay.
And then pluperfect.
That'd be fully set.
No. Okay.
Perfect.
No, and it wouldn't be. Okay, it's perfect.
Subjunctive. Yeah.
Okay.
And why does it have to be subjunctive?
Because it's an indirect question.
Because then we're an indirect question, and an
Yes.
indirect question requires a subjunctive.
Okay.
And if you say we're confused about whether we're perfect or pluperfect, what's one clue you could use to help yourself remember?
Indirect questions follow a sequence of tenses. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you could go to the main verb and say, am I in primary or secondary?
Yeah.
That will tell me whether it would be possible to have a pluperfect or not, whether it would be possible to have perfect.
Okay.
Good.
So what is to them?
He thinks how much crime was in that name. He ponders how much crime, how much of crime, but we would say how much crime, how much evil was in that name or in that thing. So I suppose that would be a partitive genitive. How much of crime?
Okay.
Or would you like to take a stab at number 3?
Yeah. So is that like when approaching old age?
Close.
Close.
Think about what tense. So approaching, yes, accidente is a present active participle.
Participle. Yeah.
And senectute is what?
Well, I'm guessing that's is that ablative?
Yeah.
So
And
okay, so
accidente is ablative, meaning accidente agrees with senectute.
mhm. So
And if
I see.
something,
Yeah, so
if a participle agrees with a noun, that noun becomes its subject. So
is it just approaching old age approaching?
yes,
With
old
old
age
age
approaching.
approaching. With old
When old age
age.
is approaching.
Mhm. Uh, let's see here. Is that a certain rather angry?
Yes, certain people, quidam, plural.
Okay, certain
Fiunt. Certain
certain
people
people
fiunt.
who
Gratiores.
are or will be
Are they
will be
fiunt?
rather angry. Or, I don't know
Not
if
will
you
be.
is,
Fio, fieri. It's okay. In Genesis, God said, "Lux fiat." Let light become. So they become.
okay. So certain people become angry because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
they are not able to do uh, uh, so this is like many.
Oh, where's they are not?
Oh, I'm sorry. So they are able to do.
They potuerent is perfect,
Okay, so
not present.
they were able to do
They were able to do plura multis ani ante annis.
many more things
Well,
in
plura,
prior
more
years,
things.
more
Yes,
things
multis
in prior years.
is agreeing with what?
Multis, you asked?
Yeah, yeah.
That would be the years.
Yes. So
Annies.
they were able to do more things many, many,
Many years
many years
before.
ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Plus est adolescentibus vium quam senibus.
uh, is that like so? Is plus just another like comparative, or is it related to plura at least?
Yeah, plus is the singular of plura. Yeah,
Okay.
more. So
So, uh, so is this like an impersonal?
just there is more. Yeah, there
Okay.
is more. And in English, more is an adjective. In Latin, it's a noun that takes a genitive. There's more of
Okay.
something.
So there's more strength with young people than the old.
Yeah, there's more strength in maybe or
In
for
okay, so in
younger than old.
the
Yeah,
youth and the old.
exactly.
Okay.
So accidente senectute, how would you explain form and syntax of that?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Accidente senectute, the first two words, well, you already sort of said the form. What's the syntax?
Mm-hmm. That's the it's unrelated. It's
Yeah,
floating. I forget what we call that. It's
ablative absolute.
ablative absolute. Yeah. Okay. So that's an ablative absolute.
Great. Okay.
Which like if you're approaching a Latin text, like maybe one that's never
Yeah.
been worked on before, and you find an and there's like no commas, right? There's no punctuation
Right.
in the okay.
No.
Do they do the same thing too, where there's no spaces sometimes? Like it's just all running script. Okay.
Running script. If you do paleography, it's even more complex because there's abbreviations. They're very common abbreviations. So DS means Deus. DNS means Dominus. MM with a line over it could mean matrimonium, depending on the context you're working with. Like Q with a little I, which means qui. Q with a little O means quo. Q with a little B, I think, means quad. There's a different way to say quid.
What's the name for that?
Abbreviations?
Or there's because I read an article on
Paleography?
it, and there's like some term. Oh my God, what's it called? For like the common abbreviations found in ancient texts. It's probably around my desk somewhere. I don't know, but it's or it might be different because it was an article on like the P52 papyrus, and so it was like debating whether it had abbreviations in like the edges around because it's like a little fragment. But yeah, oh my God, it's gonna bug me all day now.
Yeah, I can't.
Nomen Sakura.
Well, okay, so those are nomina sacra are holy names, and so there's specific ways to abbreviate God, Jesus, Christ, Holy Spirit.
Okay.
But then there are abbreviations for all sorts of other things that are nomina sacra.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I just Wikipedia'd it real fast. Christian scribal practice of abbreviating frequently occurring divine names. So.
Like Cairo or something.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, it's really interesting because they use the Greek letters and then they forget after many centuries that they're Greek, and so they're writing them as like a P for the rho because the rho looks like a P, and they've forgotten, it's really a P. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Orthodox icons. You see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's in Greek, whereas these are transliterated into Latin. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like IHS you've probably seen, which is the H is an eta, which is how you do the capital eta in Greek. It means A. It has nothing to do with H. Jesus' name doesn't have an H in the middle of it, but this was okay. Yeah, it's very interesting, but a little off topic. maybe we can do. I can find a manuscript. You can see if you can read it.
Yeah.
Abbreviations. I'll find an easy one. And let's see.
I think it's up me.
Nathan, is it your turn? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's my turn. So number 4. The people do not know how to save their companions. And I had a little bit of.
Cut out. So could you say that again?
Sorry. The people do not know. People do not know how to save their companions. And that's a indirect question because it's answering the question, do the people know how to save their companions? Right?
Well, it's reporting the question, how do we save our companions?
What?
The indirect question is only quomodo comites seruit. The direct question would be, how does the people save their companions?
How do the people? So the direct question would be, how do the people save their companions?
Yeah, amnescit plebs is a direct statement that people don't know the answer to the question, how do we save our companions? So people don't know how they are to save them.
I don't think I'm getting it. So.
All right, maybe we'll come back. Keep going.
Okay. I had a little trouble with this second part, but I translated it as never to any poor person was it spared by a general.
Yes, what did you say right before by a general? Because there was a little...
Spared?
Spared, but parsum est is an indicative. We don't just want to the participle.
I said it was okay. Never to any poor man was it spared.
Okay. Good. I just didn't know that. Was it spared? Yeah.
Yeah, was it spared? That's what works. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so this is an impersonal passive with an intransitive verb governing the dative, but in English we have the verb to spare is a transitive verb. So how would you translate that into colloquial English?
Never never a commander spared any poor men. Or a commander never spared any poor men.
Yes, never spared any poor men. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can we go back to the
yes.
question? I'm like I said, I'm confused on indirect questions. So
okay, here's a direct question. Now to make it indirect, it's going to be some way, in some sense, a reported question. So he asked, what would you say?
He asked how to make grilled cheese.
You could also say he didn't know.
He didn't know how to make grilled cheese.
Right. He didn't know is just a statement of fact. How to make grilled cheese is the indirect question.
Oh, okay. So the question would be how do the people save their companions? And the question is the indirect question would be the people don't know how to save their companions.
The direct question is how do we save our companions? This is what the people all said together. Right?
Okay.
Because how to save isn't a direct question. Just like how to make grilled cheese isn't a direct question. You have to use an indicative in English. The direct question is something like how do we save our companions? The indirect is people don't know how to save companions.
I thought the direct question would be never mind. I got it. Okay.
You got it? You sure? Because we can. Okay. Rachel?
Yeah. Okay, so parsum est.
Mm-hmm.
Would that, so for some reason I had that as like present passive indicative.
Yeah.
But so would that be perfect passive indicative?
Yeah. It's a compound tense.
Okay.
Parcitur would be present.
So wait, how does that differ? So then, if that's the perfect, but then the present passive indicative is not a compound tense because only the perfect ones are compound tenses. Okay. So could you translate it? Never was there sparing to any poor men from the general by the general.
By the general, yes.
Okay.
Or never did a general never spared any poor man. The general.
Okay. Okay. So then number 5. This one I feel like I had like all the parts and I'm not sure if I put them together correctly. So no one was, and then it said, well, relative clause of characteristic was of this kind of day, which he preferred riches to virtue.
Of this kind of day? What are you getting?
Diebus?
Diebus?
Diebus.
So it's not genitive. So I don't know why you're saying of.
Okay.
And the qui, what is the antecedent of qui? Qui praeferet.
Ice or diebus?
No, so praeferet is singular, right?
Yes.
So qui couldn't possibly
be
have
ice
the antecedent
plural.
of diebus because it's plural. So what is it?
But ice is plural as well because that goes with diebus. No one?
Yeah, nemo, right?
Okay.
So the qui, the relative clause of characteristic, is telling us more about nemo.
Okay.
So that's the kind of, the sort of.
So would it be no one is the kind of person who prefers riches to virtue?
Yes, no one was the sort of person who would prefer riches to virtue. And then eis diebus, what are you going to do with that?
So eis is dative or ablative. And then plural. Oh, diebus is dative or ablative too. Is that an ablative absolute?
No.
Okay.
Because what do you need for an ablative absolute?
A participle.
You need a participle and a noun. Except if you're missing the verb to be. For example, in the translation passage for test 3, it said Caesare Duce, with Caesar being leader, because as you remember, we don't have a participle for being in Latin. But other than that, when you have 2 nouns and there's an invisible linking verb, you need a noun and a participle. So here we just have a noun and an adjective.
Okay.
So it's not an ablative absolute.
So I guess I've got the wrong word for diebus then.
Why do you have the wrong one?
You said a noun and a adjective. Oh, okay.
Diebus is the noun.
Yeah.
Eis is
the adjective.
Demonstrative adjective.
Preferred riches to virtue. To this day, no one was the kind of person who preferred riches to virtue.
So to these days?
To these days.
2 or 4 these days?
That doesn't
not really make sense.
With
A
these
day
days,
is, with these days, ablative accompaniment, that doesn't really make any sense. When you talk about time, I remember the three expressions of time.
ablative. So there's the two accusative ones and the ablative.
Two ablative, one accusative.
One accused. So not on these days, because
Either on these days, that's ablative of point in time.
During.
Ablative time when, or
during these days.
During
Because
these
within
days.
these days would be accusative. Okay.
During or within is actually ablative of time within, which for these
Okay.
days is extent of time.
Okay.
And that's the accusative. So in these days, during these days, maybe in those days.
No one was the kind of person who preferred riches to virtue.
Right. So probably in the good old republic when everything was as it should be and morals were morals and men were men, in those days nobody preferred wealth to virtue.
Okay.
That's how the Romans talk about their good old days. In fact, that's how everybody talks about their good old days. Even Homer talks about, back when men were men, somebody could lift a stone that 5 men today couldn't even budge. So, yeah. Degeneracy. Always. Corey, do you want to take number 6?
Mm-hmm. All right, so that the verb there, is that a subjunctive?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So, what might we establish concerning the advantage? I don't know what pakis is.
Pocus,
Oh, peace.
peace, yes.
So what might we establish concerning the advantage of peace?
Yes. What shall we decide about the enjoyment of peace, the establishment of peace, the exercise of peace? I'm not sure exactly what we're talking about, but it's fine as long as we know grammatically what we're talking about.
Okay. Whether we shall establish something now,
Mm-hmm.
or more. That's
Mm-hmm.
it's also a subjunctive,
Mm-hmm.
but it's passive.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what that word is.
Moror, morari, moratusum. Can't think of any derivatives. Delay.
Delay.
Yeah.
So whether we shall establish something now, or when,
Or delay.
or delay
Until
until
mm-hmm.
an envoy arrives.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, utrum an, yes, does mean whether or. So it's an alternative question. It introduces an alternative question, meaning either that or that. A rules out B, right? It's not, they're two mutually exclusive options. But, yeah, go ahead.
Could it be either or? Could it be either or?
Either or, whether or, yes. But we only use whether or in indirect questions. He didn't know whether it was going to rain or snow. But you don't say directly whether is it going to rain or snow. You can't use that whether in a direct question in English. So is it going to rain or is it going to snow?
So how about like shall we? Or,
Yeah, shall we decide something now or wait?
okay. Okay.
Moror versus morior. Those are two ones that people confuse. Right? Moror, delay. Morior, die. Okay, not the same thing. But two deponents. They both start with M. O-R. The first is moror, morari, first conjugation. Morior, mori. Third conjugation, I-O. Very good. So deliberative subjunctives. Shall we? What should we decide? Shall we decide something now? Shall we delay? Double direct question, and doom with a subjunctive expressing anticipation. Nathan, do you want to take number 7?
Yeah. I had a little trouble with this one, but so would Magne S Eutyches, would that be? Because I'm a little confused. Great is the judge to. Would it be? It is the mark of a great judge, or like is the characteristic of a great judge?
Why would you say that?
Because it just makes sense. I don't know how to translate it in any other way.
Well, what case are Magni and Eutyches?
They're in the ablative.
Nope.
They're in the dative.
Manus aum. 2 and 2.
Oh, so they're in the nominative. Nominative. Magni's in the nominative then. Right?
Eudex, Eutyches.
It's not in the nominative. But isn't Magni in the nominative?
It could be masculine nominative plural, or it could be
Maybe genitive singular.
yes. And Eudex, Eutyches is
That's in the plural dative or ablative. No.
no, it's a third conjugation.
So that would make it also in the genitive singular.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so this is the predicate genitive.
Yeah, it didn't say it on there either, so I was confused. I thought it would say it on there. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that was back in Unit 11, so I guess they're not reviewing that anymore. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So if you have the verb to be with in no subject, but you have a floating genitive, it would be a predicate genitive. It is of the good of the great judge. It belongs to the great judge. It is a characteristic.
Okay.
It is a mark of.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just wasn't sure on the. Okay. So it is the mark of the great judge to decide, and see that I had trouble with the second part too. There's a mark of a great judge to decide that it is fitting, or no. Yeah. I struggled with this last part.
So that it is fitting is an indirect statement in English, right?
Right.
Do we have an indirect statement?
No, it's an indirect question.
Okay. So you need to make sure you're translating it as an indirect question so you don't confuse yourself.
In what way it is fitting? Would that make sense?
That would make sense.
What way is fitting? That every man excel. And I don't. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of all I got. I had trouble with this one.
So, why did you say in what way?
Because it's I don't know. It just sounded like it made sense.
You just pulled that out of thin air?
I mean, I wrote down. I wrote down both of them. And I wrote down that and in what way, because I wasn't sure.
So, what is quid?
Quid is a. That's like it separates the clauses. It's an interrogative.
Say that again?
Is interrogative.
An interrogative what?
I'm going to say pronoun, but it's not a pronoun in this situation.
Yeah, I don't know. It is a pronoun. An interrogative pronoun.
Uh,
And what gender number and case is it?
Accusative singular.
Gender?
Feminine or masculine.
Nope, that would be quem.
So then neuter.
Neuter, accusative singular. It could also be neuter, nominative plural. Nominative singular, sorry. So, in what way it behooves quemque quique, so each to excel
Each.
another.
I don't.
Each to be superior to another.
What?
Because you have two versions of quisque each, and you don't say each and each in English. You say each and another.
Okay.
So going back to in which way, how did you get there?
I don't really know. I just had either written down that or in which way, and I don't know. I just had it written down that way. I did it last night.
Okay.
Don't remember. I didn't even really finish the sentence. I just got it is fitting. Every man excels.
So okay, so now you know that it's neuter accusative singular. Can you figure out how to get to in what way? Can you think of what sort of accusative might lead you into in what way?
Accusative. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay. Well, why don't you think about that and see if you can come up with that. Okay. Rachel, will you take number 8?
Yeah. So I will see to it that you understand what they think about you.
Great.
Okay.
So where's the substantive clausive result?
I mean, after the ut.
Yes, ut intellegos. Good.
Yeah.
And then tell me about quid.
It's an interrogative pronoun.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also neuter accusative singular.
And why is it accusative?
because it's not the subject. It's not subject. I'm having trouble thinking of the grammatical term of why it's accusative, because it goes with intellegus, but not the subject of. It's the direct object.
Actually, sentiat.
Okay.
They think what about you? What do they think about you?
What do they think about you?
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Where are we taking number 9?
Okay. Okay, so indeed, a short time. Oh wait, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Indeed, a short time of life.
Good.
So is that like just indeed a short life?
Yes.
Okay.
A short space of life, a short period of life. Yeah.
Okay. It is enough.
Satis longum.
Satis longum is long enough.
Satis is sort of functioning adjectively.
It's functioning adjectively.
If you translate longum satis in that order, you'll get it.
Okay.
A short life is
long enough, right?
I just didn't hear you.
Long enough?
Long enough,
Yeah,
yes. Satis longum, plenty long.
It's plenty long.
Ad bene honeste fluendum.
And that's a in order to in order to live a good and honest life.
Well, sort of, but bene and honeste, what are they?
Bene and honeste. They're adjectives.
No.
No.
They're derived from adjectives. They are. Honestus is a 2-1-2, so honeste isn't.
Oh yeah, I guess.
The adjective. What sort of word is formed from an adjective?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Anyone? Bene, honeste. What kind of word do you form from an adjective?
Adverb.
An adverb, yes.
Oh, so that. Okay, so. Okay, I didn't know that. I just never knew how adverbs were derived. Never thought of it.
Yes. Well, we talked about it briefly when we were doing the comparative. I don't know if you remember. We talked about 2-1-2 positive adverbs are a and iter if they're in the third. And then a comparative adverb is ius, and a superlative adverb is isime.
Okay.
Okay.
So, in order to live a, gosh, I still want to do the same thing, a good and honest life.
Yeah. So, in order to live
well and honestly.
well Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Good.
Yes.
Very good. Nathan, you take number 10.
Yeah. About which type of death it's difficult with respect to speaking.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So we don't use relative pronouns at the beginning of our sentences, but Latin does. So in regards to the previously mentioned, we would say, manner of death, it is difficult to speak. But Latin says, in regards to which sort of death it is difficult to speak. And that's
Yeah, I
not
just
bad.
switched it because it sounded better.
Yeah.
I wrote it out like which about type of death. I was like, it doesn't sound right.
Yeah, so quo and genere agree with each other. Yeah, very true.
So I had something different, but I think I just had the wrong word for genere. I'm sorry, what is that word?
I mean, type, manner, form, race. It can mean a lot of things.
Okay. So for
Class.
some reason, I thought it was like an infinitive of something, of like to wage or like to conduct. So that's what,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gerere.
Okay.
Genere is an
Yeah, so I was
adjective,
like, what is difficult
masculine.
about
Neuter. Yeah.
I was like, what is
Yes.
difficult about managing death with respect to speaking? That's what I had
Yes.
with an infinitive. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Messed that one up.
How about number 11?
Okay. So this one I had, like, I could see where the accusative of supine expressing purpose was. I'm not sure totally if I translated it right. So I had I shut the wretched man out who you greet with me. But then before that, I shut them out who you greet wretched me.
Where is you greet?
It's a good question. So I shut this. Salutatum.
Yeah, so that doesn't mean you greet. That would be salutas. To salutas.
Oh, salutat.
Where's the accusative supine expressing purpose?
Okay, so I thought that was with the may, because it was odd, then an accusative supine, then.
Could may be a supine? A supine means a verbal noun.
No, I guess I just thought they were all included. It wasn't like that order. So would it be miseros?
That's not a supine. A supine is formed from the fourth principal part of a verb.
Salutatum. Sorry.
Salutatum.
I was just throwing accusative things at you.
Yes. Salutatum. So ad salutatum, and then may. If salutatum is the object of ad,
in order
express purpose, may is what? How is may function?
As the direct object. So
the direct object of salutatum. Good.
Okay. In order for you to greet me.
Ad me salutatum again.
In order for you to greet me.
Well, don't add in a subject. Okay. Just for
greeting me.
or to greet me. Yes, to greet me, or for greeting me.
Okay.
Okay, so I shut out those quos to for greeting me, miseras,
Who you
whom, right?
whom
Whom you for greeting me,
wretched, unhappy.
wretched. But first of all, we have a clause, whom you. We have a direct object and a subject, and
Yeah.
no verb. And then
Oh, we
quos,
add in
what gender is that?
masculine.
Masculine, accusative, plural.
Yes.
Miseras is, if it's
Feminine.
an adjective, would be
Oh,
feminine.
so
So it couldn't
accusative
possibly
plural.
agree with quos. So we
No.
have two direct objects and a subject, but no verb. And
Okay.
it doesn't make any sense.
Put in
Miseras
could
is
be-
very tricky. It's a verb.
What? Miseras?
Mm-hmm.
What?
What?
Wait, when did
Eras.
this happen?
Yeah, I know. Miser without an omicron, misera, is miserable. Me
Oh. Okay.
is, yeah.
Okay, how in the world of no macrons, how does that work? I guess context.
Well, if you're in poetry, you can tell whether there would have been a macron or not. Because
Okay.
whether the syllable's long or short. In prose, context, because whom you, in regards to the wretched women for greeting me, doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
But miseras, as
So-
in mis plus
Okay.
the pluperfect ending eras.
Oh, okay. So you're adding in the imperfect eras for the pluperfect.
Pluperfect. So mizi is the perfect, is the third principal part of this verb.
Okay.
So
Had been, or not had been.
we
Had
had
with the verb, is the verb to be miserable, or is it like
no.
to make unhappy, or like what is the verb
It
translate?
has nothing to do with misery. Does anyone know what this verb is? The third principal part of which is mizi. A missive, a missile.
A throne thing?
Yes. Mito, mitere, mizi, misus.
Okay. So had
Whom
been thrown.
it's active.
Or
to send. It's to send.
oh, okay. You sent.
So I shut out those
Whom you sent to
who
me.
had sent
Okay.
salutatum me. Not just to me, but you had sent
To greet me.
to greet me. Yes. Yes. That's a trigger.
Okay.
Tricky one. Corey, will you take number 12?
Yeah, so
Well, let's pause. Does anyone think they could have figured that out without me saying, nope, that's not right? Or do you see it? Yeah, maybe not.
I don't think so.
Okay. Do you see, at least when I was there, how you can't have done your original translation, how your original translation is in fact impossible? Rachel?
Yes, because the genders did not agree.
The genders do not agree, and you are taking salutatum as making it your main verb.
Yeah.
So you want at least to be very careful about that. Say, I'm translating that as my main verb. Is it in fact an indicative or a subjunctive? You know, not back to the drawing board.
Mhm.
Yeah. Miseras, yeah, is very tricky. I will try not to write anything so for your final exam. We'll find it. Yeah, and it is confusing because you're reading along and you see ad me, and you think, okay, to me, and then you see salutatum, and you've got to revise because you've got to say, nope, salutatum is a supine to express purpose. Okay, now, reworking. Corey, you take number 12, so.
You live.
This is from a speech of Cicero against Catiline.
And you live. In order that you must not. I'm not sure what that verb is.
Well, you're taking the gerundive
Right.
and putting both purpose and obligation. You don't need to do that.
Okay.
Odd plus the gerundive is just purpose. So
Nice. Okay.
you live
So in
and
order
you live
that
not in
okay.
order to do something, but in order to do something else.
Okay. Okay. So you live and you live not in order to do something, but
it's in the glossary. Depono.
Oh, it is. Sorry, I typed these up and then so I could have more space. I'm not looking out at the book right now.
Depono. To pono, day, to put aside.
Okay.
Put down.
So you live not in order to put down, but in order to establish.
Yeah, confirm your audacia.
Yeah, and I thought that audacium, that looks like it's subjunctive.
Yeah, it's just a noun. Audacia.
It's just a noun. Okay, so it's just hope.
Yeah.
Or boldness, courage, maybe.
Courage, but often in a negative sense. Audacia. Boldness, but in a negative sense.
Hubris.
Hubris, yeah. Rashness. Something.
So you live not in order to set aside or to put down
your audacia, but to
okay, but to establish it.
Yeah, exactly.
What a compliment.
Good. So a deposit, right? Deponum, deponere, deposui, depositus is something having been put down. Nathan, you've got a very dramatic sentence.
I do. Oh, immortal gods.
Oh, immortal gods, yes.
Do you have to say it emphatically like that?
You've got to say it emphatically.
I will suffer many pains myself, provided that, and I get a little trouble here, provided that by your danger of this horrible war is driven away. That doesn't really
Very
make
close.
sense.
The danger of this horrible war is driven away a vobis. A vobis.
Oh. By your, or just by you?
By you. Yeah, not
Well, isn't
Westries, by your men.
Isn't Wobies? Isn't that like Oh no, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I thought for some reason I thought it was a possessive. That's just
Yeah,
no, yeah, okay.
Just a personal pronoun. Yeah.
Okay. So provide. Yeah, I thought it was possessive. That's why I said yours, but it's just a personal pronoun.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So provided
Okay.
that the danger of this awful war is driven away by you.
By you, or it could be from you.
From
right? And context would determine whether he's talking to. Well, he's talking to the gods. Never mind. Well, maybe not. He just calls upon the gods. He's not using evocative, so.
Well, he's saying.
I don't know.
I will suffer these pains, provided. I think it's for you. It's driven away. No, by you. I don't know.
By you or from you. We don't know. It's not clear. So, fun fact, there are different, you swear by the gods very frequently in Latin, but there are different swears for men and women. I think men use Hercules and women use Pollux and Castor, I think. Just for fun, you know. My head play by Hercules. Okay, if you ever read comedy. Yeah. Rachel, this is as far as you got.
Yes.
Nathan, did you have any questions on the next 3?
15 was really long, so I struggled with it a bit.
Okay.
I kind of just did it haphazardly, and then I kind of was just like, all right, I'm done, and did 16, and then that was it. So I guess I have 15 a little bit.
Okay.
But,
would you like to go over that?
Yeah. We don't have to, but yeah, if you, yeah, we can.
Well, let's just talk through it. So timemus ut multi e pugnantibus super futuri sint. What kind of construction do we have?
So that's a clause of fearing.
Yeah. So we fear that something is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Ut.
So we fear. We fear that. So that's a paraphrastic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that we fear that there not be many. I don't.
Super futuri, so going to be super, which means going to survive. We fear that many of those fighting will not survive.
Okay.
Okay. This is an extremely complex next sentence.
Yeah.
Nemo autem deterreri poteret. No one will be able. Deterreri? What is that?
Deter, or like hinder.
But to deter, deterre. So deterreri, how do you translate that?
Deterred.
To be deterred, yes. No one, however,
right.
will be able to be deterred. And if you have the verb to deter, you know that the next clause is going to be a clause of
prevention.
Prevention, which is quo minus agat. Okay, so main verb, main clause, nemo autem deterreri poteret, plus a clause of prevention. Quo minus agat. Quid putet. Oh, yes. Did you have a question?
No. Sorry. No, go ahead. I thought you were like asking me to try to
No.
translate.
So that's a clause of prevention. Quid putet is an indirect question, and rei publicae pro futurum esse is an indirect statement.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That's a lot. There are 4 clauses. Now, you can construct that complex of a sentence in English fine. Because if I say, no one will be able to be deterred from doing what he thinks is best for the Republic, that doesn't seem so very horrible in your own native tongue. But in your own not native tongue, it is terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I struggled with this one. So.
Yeah, and justly. Okay.
So what is that last sentence one more time?
Yes. So no one, however, nemo autem poteret, future of the verb possum, will be able deterrere, to be deterred, and cominus agat, from doing, is how we do a clause of prevention in English. From doing. Then indirect question, quid putat, what he thinks, pro futurum esse, rei publicae, will be for the benefit for the Republic, or will benefit the Republic.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Let's take a 10 break. While we do, I will think about what we should do next. Is there anything you think you would really like to do? I have there's something of feed that I've already got. I think also for one reason or another, none of us are particularly comfortable, by which I mean none of you, not me, with personal pronouns and possessive adjectives.
Yeah.
One thing that maybe everyone was having maybe I had a bad day teaching Unit 7. I don't know what happened, but they all seem a little uncomfortable with that. Y'all, is the loyalty, not me. So we could do that. We could do some
plural.
Say that again.
I said second person plural. You all.
Y'all. Wolves.
There you go.
What do y'all think?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Quid putatis. Quid vos putatis.
I agree.
Consentio. I agree. Okay. And then maybe if we have extra time, we'll start bead.
Okay.
It's the great passage where Gregory the Great runs into the Angles for the first time.
Oh, is that with the slave in the market?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you can do the same pun in English. Yes, you can do. Be back in 10.
Okay.
Okay. Let's look at page 120.
Page 120?
120, yeah. So we're going to look at the drill number 1. And give the gender, number, and case of the pronouns or adjectives in italics in the following sentences. So tell what is it? Is it a personal pronoun? Is it a relative adjective? Or an interrogative? Maybe we haven't learned interrogatives actually at this point. We just learned personal. In this chapter, we learned demonstrative adjectives, heke, kok, ila, iwod, is, id, the personal pronouns, the possessive adjectives, and the relative pronoun. Oh, and the interrogative adjective and pronoun. Okay. First of all, the personal pronouns. Nathan, tell me something about personal pronouns.
Tell you something about them.
Yeah. Start. I mean, if we had to explain them,
they're nouns that refer. Yeah, but I was gonna say they're nouns that refer to a person. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm not saying.
Yeah, so they're pronouns. They stand in the place of a noun.
Yeah.
And they can be singular or plural. They can have gender. They can have case. What else can they have?
Gender, case, number.
Give me an example of a personal. Yeah. Gender, number, case, and give me an example of a personal pronoun.
I,
and that is a what sort of personal pronoun?
First person singular.
Good. A first person. So they can have person. There's first person pronouns, second person pronouns, and third person pronouns. Tell me about first person pronouns. Personal pronouns in Latin.
They represent like me, like I.
Okay. Yeah. They have all the cases, right?
Yeah.
There's both singular and plural forms. Are there multiple forms for depending on the gender? No. We have the same. It looks the same regardless of what gender the I is or the we is. Of course, though they do have an actual gender depending on what noun the pronoun is stepping in for. Corey, could you tell me about second person pronouns?
Yeah, they pretty much everything that was just said. They all have the same cases. Like all the cases are there.
All the cases.
There's singular and there's plural.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I can really think of.
Okay. And yes, just like the first person, there's no different forms depending on the gender.
Yeah.
How about the reflexives for the first and second person? For the reflexive pronouns?
Sure, the singular and the plural are identical, right? And there's no nominative.
There is no nominative, but the singular and plural are not in fact identical for the second person or first person.
Oh.
Reflexives. So if you want to say, I love myself, you say, ego amo. What?
Say?
Say is himself or herself. It's a
Oh.
reflexive pronoun for the third person.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Do you know how you say I love myself? Ego.
Ego amo meus.
That would be my I love.
Okay. Yes.
You just use the oblique, meaning the non-nominative cases of the personal pronoun. So the personal pronoun and the reflexive pronoun are identical, actually. So I love May. You use the accusative of the personal pronoun because it functions as the reflexive. So you love me, amas me. That's a personal pronoun. I love myself, ego me amo. Personal pronoun and the reflexive look the same for the first and second person.
Okay.
Okay. Rachel, talk to me about the third person pronoun.
Third person reflexive pronouns. We're talking about still.
Personal pronouns, first of all, which is sort of a trick.
Wait. Okay. Which is sort of a trick. So it's still this say.
No, that's the reflexives.
Oh, okay.
He,
third
she,
person.
it, right, is the English personal third person.
Yeah.
How about Latin?
I don't. Wait, it's sort of a trick.
They don't exist. Right?
Okay. I was like, wait, did I miss something big?
No, they don't exist. We just use the demonstrative pronoun.
Okay.
Is, id.
Okay.
And that functions basically as the third person pronoun.
Okay. So, I mean, they technically do exist. It's just as a different form. It just shares a form of something else.
No, it's not that they technically exist. Because ego always means I. Is could mean he, or in the right context, it could mean you. It could refer to you.
Oh.
It's just the person.
I thought it was this or that, like an emphatic this or that.
Well, it's an unemphatic this or that.
Yeah, that's unemphatic. Yeah.
So just like hic, est hic, he is this man. It could also be es hic, you are this man. Likewise, is id can mean is the man in a sort of neutral sense, or he. Is es the man is or he is, but it could be is assume I am she, I am the woman. It doesn't have to be
Okay.
third person. Okay, Rachel, so back to you. Okay. Now you can talk about reflexives.
Now you can talk about reflexives?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a way to say like himself or herself, or itself,
or
themselves. Mm-hmm. And it's a special pronoun that's no nominative, and then sui, suis. No.
Sui, sibi.
Then suit.
Say. No,
oh, right. There's not five. So say. Okay.
And then su'us aum is the.
That's. What's the other word? Because there's like mine or my, and then our, and then what is that word called? I guess the grammatical term is what I'm searching for.
Yeah. So
okay.
Possessive aum is the reflexive possessive adjective.
Okay.
Meus noster nostra nostrum, tuus wester vestra vestrum are all possessive adjectives that can also be reflexive possessive adjectives.
Okay.
And how do you say my book if you're going to say that? What word would you use for my?
Meus.
Meus If you're going to say our book, what word would you use for that?
Is it tuus?
Our?
No.
Noster nostra nostrum.
Noster. Okay.
Nathan, how would you say your book? The your. Let's say we're talking singular.
Tuus.
Tuus or
Tuus. Yeah, tuus.
y'all's, your, but plural.
Nostrum?
That's Wester, Westra, Westrum. Wester, Westra, Westrum.
Oh, right.
And then, Corey, how would you say, like, if you saw a man with a nice hat, you might say, I like his hat.
Mm-hmm.
How would you say his?
That'd be like Sus, would it be?
So suusaum is a possessive, but it's reflexive. It has to be reflexive. So if he likes his own hat, you could use suusaum.
Oh, so it'd be like suum. Oh.
So suusaum is must be reflexive, and reflexive means it must refer to the subject of the sentence. I like his hat. I am not him.
Mm-hmm. So I like the hat of his Sui.
That's anything
good.
that starts with C is reflexive, and it means referring to the subject of the main verb. So just like we don't have a pronoun, we don't have a third person non-reflexive adjective. We don't have a third person possessive adjective. So what we need to use the genitive of the demonstrative adjective. I like the hat of him. You can't say his as an adjective. You have to say I like the hat of him, which is eius.
Eius. Okay.
Eius. Of them, eorum. Eorum, eorum.
Okay.
Okay. Is this clear thus far? Are you recalling this? Yeah. Okay. Rachel, start us off with number 1. Is this your book? Is it his?
Okay. So this is going to be he, so is, and then accusative.
Linking verbs don't take accusatives.
So this is a linking verb?
No, is a linking verb.
Oh, okay. I guess I was going to throw the is at the end of the sentence. I was thinking the this.
Yeah.
Would be an accusative.
Why would it be accusative?
In my head, I'm thinking it's the direct object of is, but that's...
But linking verbs can't take direct objects.
Okay. So
it would be like...
So nominative. So...
yeah. And books are masculine.
Illum.
You don't have to do the Latin yet. Just tell the gender number in case. And what kind of word is it?
Okay, so it's... I forgot what they're called. The
demonstrative.
Demonstrative. So it's a demonstrative adjective.
Pronoun. Standing in the place.
Okay. So
not this book, but is this your book?
Okay.
This is your book. Is this your book? Demonstrative pronoun, yes. And it's, in fact, hikekok.
Okay.
Ilud is that one. Hikekok is this.
Okay. So is this masculine? So it's masculine nominative singular.
Great.
And then, would it be book of yours, or would you just translate your book?
Your book. Since we do have a possessive adjective, we should use it.
Okay. So possessive adjective. You said those are reflexive, or they reflect back.
Only the third person possessive adjective has to be reflexive.
Okay.
Suus aum has to be reflexive. Meus,
Okay.
tuus, wester, noster, all may or may not be reflexive.
Okay.
In this situation.
So then it would be the possessive adjective, and it would be your. So would you make it agree with book?
Yeah, it's an adjective modifying book. What kind of book? Your book.
Your book. So it'd be. Would it be nominative as well? Okay, so masculine nominative singular.
Great. So this is your book is the statement form of this question. And the linking verb links two things in the same case.
So it would be hic est tuus libro.
Liber.
Liber. Okay.
Very good. Okay. And then is it his?
Hic est, and then it would be the demonstrative. No, it wouldn't be the demonstrative adjective. It would be the. No, we just did this, so it's not suus.
Yeah, good. It's not reflecting back to.
Yeah.
It's not the book's book or something.
It. So est. Would it be is id?
Yes.
Okay.
What gender number in case would it be?
Masculine singular. Is it nominative?
What are we talking about? It or his?
His.
So his means we have to say the pronoun of him. Is it of him?
Oh, okay. So, but then it would be the is, id, and it is masculine nominative singular. So it'd be is, est, and then of him. So genitive, masculine singular. So eus.
Esme is eus.
Yes.
Really
Esme
good.
ist eus.
I just put the ne as the question. You could say isme est eus or esme eus, whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Corey, would you take number 2?
So with whom were you walking at that time? With whom? That'd be just e.
So we're not going to translate. Rachel was getting a little ahead of us, and that was great.
Okay.
But let's just stick with the Latin. With the English and not translate. Just say, what sort of word would you use if you were to translate this? So whom, what kind of word is that?
That would just be that'd be a demonstrative adjective.
With him would be a demonstrative. With whom, the question mark at the end is a little clue.
Yeah. Interrogative pronoun.
Pronoun, good. It's not with which man, that's an interrogative adjective, but with whom. Yeah. Interrogative pronoun, good.
Mhm.
And what gender, number, and case does it have to be?
Gender, it could be either masculine or feminine,
Right?
and it's singular, and then it's in the
Mm-hmm.
dative or the ablative.
Well, what does
Probably,
with take?
I guess ablative.
Yeah. Cum is a
Yeah, cool.
preposition that
Oh,
always takes an noun. But yeah. Okay, good. And then
Then
you.
you is another pronoun.
Yep.
And that's singular and masculine or feminine, and I guess nominative.
Yeah, it's a second person pronoun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. And then at that time.
At that time, I would say that's a demonstrative adjective.
Good. Modifying time.
Yeah.
Do you remember what time? What gender time is?
Um,
Tempus temporis.
Let's say it's neuter.
Good. Your
Yeah.
desire is in accord with reality.
At that time.
Mhm.
Accusative.
Accusative of extent of time, ablative of point in time.
A moment.
Yeah.
So ablative.
Ablative, neuter, singular.
Singular. Yeah.
Good.
All right, and then not with your mother. So that's another pronoun.
It's not actually a pronoun.
Oh, this is a possessive. It's a personal pronoun, right? Possessive.
No, so you is a personal pronoun. Your, we have a possessive adjective to say your.
Possessive adjective.
So you
Okay.
could say the mother of you, tui, but we have tuus aum, so we generally use the possessive adjective.
Okay. Yeah, so that'd be like it's feminine, so it'd be like a tua. Would it be?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
feminine, ablative, singular. Yep, tua,
Yeah.
matre tua, and but not with your mother, non cum matre tua, but with his.
But with his, and then so that'd be a demonstrative adjective. And then it would be with his, so I guess it'd be ao.
That would be with him. We want to say with the mother of him.
Eus. Yes.
Eus, genitive, masculine, singular. Great.
Okay.
So the sentence would be quocum ambulabas illo tempore non cum matre tua sed eius. Nathan, did you all follow that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nathan, number 3.
So what would be an interrogative pronoun?
Mm-hmm.
That would be quid.
What gender, number, and case?
Neuter, singular.
And what case?
Accusative. I mean,
Yeah,
sorry,
why?
nominative.
Why
'Cause
nominative?
It's like the I don't know. I just assume because it's like the beginning, so it's the. I'm not sure why.
Well, nominative would have to be subject. Is it the subject of a verb?
No.
No. So you is the subjective, right? Think. You think.
Right.
What is what?
Is it? See, that's what I'm confused. I don't know how you would know what case it is in this scenario. Would it be accusative?
Think about it. Why would it be accusative?
I was say it's the object, but I don't know how.
Yeah.
How do you determine that? Oh.
What do you think?
You think? What do you think? So
can an
interrogative be like any case then?
Yeah.
Like of what do you think to what do you think? Would that be like?
Yeah. Okay. To whom are you giving this gift? Whose is this dog? Whom do you like? With whom are you planning to jog this afternoon? Yeah.
Okay. So then that would be, so that'd be still be quid then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So it's quid, and then you, as you said, would be in the nominative, which would make that.
Well, don't translate it. I want to know what kind of word is it? Is it a pronoun or an adjective, and what gender number cases?
It's a pronoun. It's a personal pronoun.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Second person personal pronoun.
Yeah, second person personal pronoun. It is in. It'd be in the nominative because it's the subject.
Good.
I guess it'd be male or female. Like you can't really tell, right?
You can't really tell. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's it, right?
That told me the gender. Did you say singular or plural?
Yeah, I said singular. Or I thought I did, but I don't know if I did.
It could also be plural, right?
Yeah. I guess it could. I mean, I guess it wouldn't say you will, but yeah, it could be plural.
And you could talk to your family and say, "What do you think about the voice of this man?"
Yeah.
And then of this man.
Of this man. So that'd be genitive, singular, masculine.
And what kind of word would it be?
It would be an demonstrative pronoun.
Demonstrative adjective, probably.
Oh yeah, adjective.
Or if you leave out man, you could just say whose, and then it would be a pronoun. Yep.
Right, because it's describing the man. It's not by itself. So, but like you said,
but in Latin,
it could be. It could be.
Drop out weirdy. Yeah, exactly.
It could be.
So quid tu putas de voce huius.
Okay.
Good. Rachel?
So the I would be a personal pronoun. And for singular nominative, there's no gender.
Well, there's no way to tell a gender. There's no indication of gender. It is going to have a gender depending on who's speaking, but yeah.
And then those men would be a demonstrative adjective. That's plural. Those and accusative plural masculine. And then, but I love these, so the I again will be the nominative singular personal pronoun. And then these would be the demonstrative adjective. and so I love accusative, masculine, gender, plural.
Yeah, and it's a demonstrative pronoun. These. Yeah.
Okay.
And what word means those? Would you? I mean, you don't have to give the right form, but what? What is the word?
Ile, ilud.
Ila, ilud, and what's these?
Hekakok.
Hekak. So, ego odi ilos sed amo hos.
So those are demonstrative pronouns then.
Yeah, I could have said ilos viros, but
adjectives.
That's very. It's a demonstrative adjective in English.
So if the word men were there, there'd be a demonstrative adjective?
Yeah.
Okay.
But ilos viros is just not lovely. I don't want to say it. Corey?
So, to whom, that would be a relative pronoun? No?
It's not a subordinate, not introducing a subordinate clause.
Yeah, I suppose. So, to whom, that would just be a, that'd be one of the, like, is a id, one of those. No.
Look at the punctuation at the end.
Oh, it's a question.
Exactly. To whom did you blah, blah, blah? Right, we're asking a question.
So it's an interrogative pronoun.
Exactly.
Okay. And that would be gender is unspecified, either male or female. And that would be...
generally you just use the masculine, unless you
so
are asking which woman.
And singular accusative.
To whom?
To whom? Dative.
Dative.
No,
Good.
ablative. No, it is dative. Okay.
Yeah.
To whom did you? That would be a personal pronoun.
Good.
Give the gifts. And that would be nominative.
Good.
Which that would be a relative pronoun.
Good, that's a relative pronoun. The gifts, which.
Right.
To whom did you give the gifts? I sent you the gifts. To whom did you give the gifts, which I sent you from that island?
Okay. And then I would just be personal pronoun.
Yeah, did you tell me the gender? I didn't think you told us the gender number in case for the relative pronoun.
Oh, so which would be plural, accusative.
Good.
And then, I don't know, neuter?
Yeah, gifts are neuter. Donum, a gift is neuter. Good. And can you explain, you're right that to say that is accusative, can you explain why you say that it is accusative?
Because it's a subordinate clause in a... this would be an indirect question, right?
It's a relative clause.
Yeah, it's a relative clause.
So remember, relative pronouns must agree with their antecedent in gender and number. So the gifts are...
Yeah, but not case.
But not case. How do you determine the case of a relative pronoun?
I don't remember.
Anyone?
What it relates back to? No, because that's how you discern gender number. Okay.
Yeah. So the gifts have to be neuter and plural. So which, referring to the gifts, it must be neuter and plural. You determine the case by its function within its own clause. So
So
which
it's-
I sent you. Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Yeah, you're going. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So which I sent you, which is functioning as the direct object of the verb I sent.
Okay.
I sent which gifts. I sent these gifts to you. Copies of them. Which is the direct object of I sent. So it has to be accusative because of that.
Then I is a personal.
Nathan?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nathan, did you have a question?
No, you answer. No, you got it.
Okay. So, for example, you could use which, and it could be a nominative. To whom did you give the gifts which were very heavy? Okay, that would be a neuter plural nominative pronoun because it's a subject of are. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Corey.
So I, personal pronoun, nominative. Yeah. And then sent to you, and then so that would be accusative of motion, right?
It could be odd te. Yes. I
Odd
sent them in your direction. Or it could be I sent them with you as the recipient. So dative of reference or agent to
Okay.
you in that sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Depends on how you're thinking. Is it like I launched them in your direction, or I wrote your address and they were for you,
Probably launched him with a cannon.
Context.
More fun that
Everything is about context. Okay, yeah.
And then that island, from that island, that's a demonstrative adjective.
Good.
Yeah.
And do you remember what gender an island is?
Island is feminine.
So feminine, singular, and then what case?
Let's see, from that island. Is that genitive? No.
Or ob plus the ablative.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Really. Okay.
No worries. Okay. Good. Are you getting bored? Are you feeling, no, this is really good. Wow. I'm getting this, or I still don't get this. How are you feeling? And some other option that I've not yet mentioned.
So it's easy. It's easier in English. So maybe if you look over on 121, there's preliminary exercise 7. Maybe it'd be more beneficial to look for number 1, be like, what does hunk translate to, and do the opposite kind of what we've just been doing just in Latin.
Okay.
So I feel like that's where it gets tricky and determining. I don't know.
Yeah. Rachel, how are you feeling?
I think either thing would be beneficial. I'm just not good at these, so.
Okay, so you're not bored yet, but very.
Although if beat is on the table,
we could level up. Say that again.
Although if beat is an option, that's.
Well, maybe we can put it off tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Corey, how are you feeling?
Yeah, it's a good practice. I mean,
okay.
I could drill a little longer if you wanted to.
Let's just pause briefly and do really, really unexciting drills. Let's go through is, ed. See how much you remember. So I'm going to do the nominative. Is, id. Nominative singular. Rachel?
Oh, no.
Do it across all genders. Maybe you should be writing these out and then, or create a chart and see what you don't know.
That is a good idea. So, is, id.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say eus.
Eus, good.
Eus?
Nope. Eus. They're all the same. Is
Right, just
Eus.
Huyus
Eus.
and Huyus and okay.
Cuyus, 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 Huyus, 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 Ilius, Ilius, Ilius.
Mhm.
Istius, Istius, Istius. Yep. Nathan?
Then it'd be A.
A. Good.
Yeah.
Corey? Accusative?
Eum, Eam, and id.
Great. Rachel? Ablative? It's what you think it should be.
A
Ea is the feminine.
Ao
Neuter and Ao. Good. Nathan, nominative plural.
Be EA or AE. AE. AEA. And EA or A.
AI.
AI. So here, spelled EI is the first one. The second one is EAI, and the third one is EA.
The second one is EAE.
Yeah, that's what I meant. EAE.
Okay.
Yeah, and the third one is just EA.
Yep.
Okay.
Corey, genitive.
Plural, right?
Mhm.
Aortum,
Mhm.
aortum, aortum.
Eorum.
Mhm.
E plus orum. Good. Rachel, dative.
Ace.
Good. Nathan, accusative.
Eos, Eos, A.
Ea. Eos, Eos, Ea.
Yeah.
And then Corey, ablative.
Ace across the board.
Ace. Great. Okay. Rachel, what's the first person singular accusative pronoun?
Maze? No, May, not, because Maze is the other one.
Pronouns.
Because it's above Mihi.
Below me.
Below Mihi. May.
Yes.
Okay.
Ego, mei, mihi, may.
Okay.
Nathan, how about the dative singular second person? Second person singular dative pronoun.
Tibby.
Good. Corey, ablative, first person plural ablative pronoun.
First person plural. Ablative. Nobis.
Rachel, first person plural. Second person plural accusative pronoun.
Vobis. No, accusative. Vos.
Good. Accusative. Good. Okay. Great. Good. Now we'll do the preliminary exercise, and then maybe we'll go back to 7 and translate into Latin. Okay. So, Nathan, will you take number 1?
I'm sorry, you said for what?
Preliminary.
Sorry,
the preliminary exercise on page
Okay.
121.
Okay. So just translate the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. We know this place.
We know this place.
We know this place. We do not know that place.
We do not know that place. Good. Corey, do you number 2?
I'm sorry, where are we?
Page 121, the preliminary exercise.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we know this.
Yes, and what are you going to supply since it's a pronoun?
We know that this man.
We know this man. If it were this thing, it would be Hawk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. We know this man.
We do not know that man.
No, we don't know that man. Great. Rachel?
We see nos too. We see the fatherland of us.
Patria is the fatherland. Pater.
So we see the father of us.
Yes, or we would say we see our father.
Okay. And then he does not see us. Not us. Yes, us. He does not see us.
Good. So nos in the first one is what case? Nos.
Is nominative.
And then the second case
Singular.
is
Genitive. Plural.
no, sorry, not nostrum. That's
in the second case, he does not see us. It's accusative, singular.
good.
Or
Good.
plural.
Nathan, number 4.
Yeah. Would it be he does not see the father of him?
Where is not?
Or he sees the father of him. Sorry, I don't know why I said that.
Okay. He sees the father of him, and then the next one.
So that way, okay. He sees your father.
Suum, not tuum patrem would be your father.
Oh, so he sees our father.
That'd be nostrum. Suum is the reflexive, third person reflexive.
So he sees his father.
Mm-hmm.
Or he sees the father of him. Yeah.
Not of him, because suum is reflexive. What does reflexive mean?
It's the same thing. So of him and he, I thought was reflexive.
It means it refers back to the subject of the main verb. So he sees
His father.
how would you say? His own father.
His
Good.
own father.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the first one you could say he sees his father, or even she sees his father.
Yeah.
As long as it's clear that it's not the person who's seen is not seeing their own father. Whereas patrem suum vidit means she sees her own father, or he sees his own father.
So you can be like, like John saw that guy's father, essentially. That's kind
exactly.
of okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Good. Number 5. Corey?
I know myself. Do you know yourself?
Mm-hmm. Good. So what kind of word is me?
It's a personal pronoun.
Well, here it's actually a
Goodness. It's a
reflexive pronoun.
It's a reflexive pronoun?
Yeah. It's the same person as the subject of Skio.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, which is why you didn't say, I see me.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
personal pronoun. You say, I see myself. I know myself, rather. Sorry. Rachel, how about 6?
He knows you, or him.
Yes, he knows
Sorry.
him.
Sorry. He knows him, and then he knows him. Does he know himself?
Good. Right, so use names instead of these pronouns.
So
Use
Caesar knows him. Or
Caesar
no.
knows. Caesar knows who?
Cicero.
Yes, Caesar knows Cicero.
Okay.
Does Caesar know
Himself. The Caesar knows
himself?
Caesar.
Does Caesar know Caesar, in fact?
Mhm.
Yes, exactly. So eum is not reflexive. Se is reflexive.
Mhm.
Good. Nathan, will you take number 7?
He knows himself. Sene. He knows himself. I'm sorry, I missed the last part. What was Sene again? He knows himself.
So ne is the interrogative
Oh,
and clitic. So you can just
okay. So he knows himself. Do they know him?
do they know say? So say is reflexive. So it must.
So do they know that themselves?
They themselves, right? Good. So sui, sibi, say is the third person reflexive to be any gender and it can be singular.
Gotcha. Do they know themselves? Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Good. Good. Corey?
Yeah. So, these said to us,
Yeah.
salutem.
Yeah.
To greet, right?
Yes. They said a greeting to us.
Oh, okay.
They said, if you want to say hello to someone, you say salve, right? Which means be healthy, be well. So they greeted. They said a greeting to us. They said a health to us, but that doesn't make any sense in English. You don't say a safety to somebody.
Okay.
Greet somebody. Rachel, number 9.
So many people. The Westrum is neuter, nominative singular, or it could be masculine accusative singular. That seems a little more likely. Many people are afraid of your death.
Good.
Okay.
Good. How are you feeling? Are you feel like, okay, yep, I've done enough for you, or at least I've done enough to tell me what I need to review, or I'd like to go back to the drill and actually have to produce these forms on the spot. Quid putatis? What do y'all think?
I don't know.
Corey?
Seems profitable to produce them on the spot.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly uncomfortable, but profitable.
All right. Did we get to number 6? That what? Right.
Yeah, we're on 6.
Okay. So let's do number 7. Nathan, it's yours.
Number 7, wait, on drill 1 again?
Drill. Yep, drill 1. Yep.
Oh, yeah, okay. So this man. So you want me to just do what we were doing before?
Number 7.
Oh, number 7.
I want you to produce the Latin. If you'd like to walk us through how you're going to produce the Latin, you may. Okay. Or you could just pull it out of your hat. Whatever works for you.
What's completed?
Well, you don't have to translate the whole thing. Just the italicized.
Oh, so ego.
Mm-hmm.
And not you. I completed the work. Te?
That is one reading of the sentence.
What?
But what does that mean? Does anyone else think it should be something different?
Would it be 2?
Yeah, I think that's what we should say. Because we're asserting that I completed the work, you did not complete the work, right?
So it's like a different clause. So because 2 would be in nominative, so that means they're both nominative then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I, not you, did the work. Right?
Yeah.
That's what we want to say. If you say te, it means I completed the work. I didn't complete you.
I
finished the work, not you, in that sense. But I don't know. Well, maybe you can
talking to a robot
somebody
or something. I don't know.
Say that again.
He's talking, like making a robot. He's talking to the robot. I complete the work, but not you. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe you can conficcio somebody like that. I don't know. But I guess then it would be obvious to that person if you hadn't finished them off, as it were. Anyway, okay. Corey?
Mm-hmm.
Number 8.
So, whose book? Interrogative pronoun.
Yes.
Which is, they're identical to relative pronouns, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Except in the nominative.
Except in the nominative, of course.
So qui is who, quis is who as a question. But in all the other cases.
So this would be quis.
Whose book?
Or would it be the book of? So it'd be genitive. So it'd be cuius.
Cuius.
Is this, and that would be a form of hic, because it agrees with book, which is masculine. So it'd be whose book is this? Would that be nominative?
Yeah, this book is.
Yeah, so that's hic.
Yeah, good.
Oh, I see. Which was placed on your table. So which, that would be a relative pronoun.
Good.
So it'd be, let's see, relative pronoun. Which was placed, so that would make it in the accusative, right? So quem.
Think about
It
that.
was
Was
placed.
placed.
Oh
It
wait,
was
no, no,
placed.
no. It was placed. So it's passive.
Mhm.
So that would make it nominative again, right?
Exactly.
Qui. Okay.
Qui. Very good.
Which was placed on your table. Uh, table. So it'd be like on the table of yours,
Um,
or would it be
you would use the possessive adjective.
possessive adjective? So nester.
Rester, restra, vestrum, or tuus.
Or sorry, yeah, Wester. On your table. So that would make it. Is that accusative or ablative?
In plus the ablative is on. In plus the accusative is on to.
Okay. So Westero.
Westro, or in fact, the
Westro.
table is feminine, so in restra or tua.
Okay.
Good. So the sentence, cuius liber est hic, qui intrua mensa positus est. All together. Okay. Rachel?
Okay, so number 9. The woman whom we saw. So whom would be a relative pronoun. Because it's really, and it would be feminine, and you can't have plural for those.
You can
So
have plural.
you can't.
Relative?
Oh, right. That's not a relative. No, okay, so and it'd be nominative. So quae.
Whom?
No, it wouldn't be nominative.
We
The
have
woman.
whom is one of our very few declined words, right? Who is the nominative? Whom is not the nominative. Whom we saw.
Accusative.
Yes.
So quas. Quas. So quas, and then we saw.
Translate that.
So we are doing the seeing the subject. So nos
Good.
at that time would be so easily, but then at, so like, oh, okay, so that's one of the ablative of time, of a specific time.
Good.
Shoot.
Point in time.
Point in time. Okay. So then at that, so then ablative, and then time is neuter. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So elo.
Good.
At that time are mothers of those. So genitive, hic, hac, hoc. So then masculine, or mother of those boys. So masculine, plural. Shoot. Like,
Of?
I want to say, I'm not sure in this one. Hos.
It's genitive, right?
Right. Oh, horum.
Horum, but those is ilorum. Horum is these boys, of these boys.
Oh, those. Okay, so ilorum. And then to whom would be that would still be the relative pronoun. But then it'd be dative. And the dative relative pronoun is the cui.
But plural.
The
boys, to whom.
Cui. Corey, am I frozen to you?
Sorry, I guess I dropped out. I guess I wasn't the only one.
Yeah, no, something weird happened.
Did you guys all drop?
It was like Professor Kirsch is gone right now for me, and then Corey's I can't hear.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Oh wait, Corey, are you there?
Yeah, sorry, I had my mic muted. But,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, okay.
yeah, because Nathan and Miss Kirch, they both froze.
All right, and I'm back.
Okay, cool.
We can't
So
see.
just tell me. Oh,
I
Thank
can't.
you.
I can't see it.
okay.
It's okay. I don't need to see it.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you're back.
Here I am. Okay. When did you
Okay.
say to whom was?
What did I say to whom was? Cool. Data. Oh, but then it was Quibus with a Q,
Good.
not a C. We had to whom we had given money. Then would the we be nominative because the we is doing the given? Okay. So then nos.
Exactly. Okay. And really fast. I was right typing this out. Get it out really fast so you can have it all. Quibus. There you go. Femina quas nos illo tempore vidimus, the women whom we saw at the time erant matres were the mothers illorum puerorum of those boys quibus nos pecuniam debitamus, to whom we had given money. And of course, both of the noses are superfluous. But if you need them for emphasis, you can put them in. Okay. Let's say we'll do one more synopsis tomorrow. And I'll take your lowest quiz grade and replace it with whatever you get in the synopsis. So I'll bump you a little bit. And then it might be nice. Well, do you think it would be good to continue the review of syntax? I think it might be because you think no.
Yeah.
Convinced. Okay. So let's start at 22 and do as much as you can do starting on 22.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Great. Okay.
All right. See you tomorrow.